Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you are enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. Also in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it is free to join. Once in there, just mention a member of staff and we'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, so let's get into the price action here. So for the most part, I'm still looking for the same idea that we're looking for this fourth wave, looking for the potential to form a fifth wave to the upside. So we've come right down into this zone. So we need to just be careful within this because the subwave counts within here are a little bit overlapping. So we've got a couple of ways we're looking at it. And we are looking also at the possibility we've completed here and looking for this is a fourth wave in itself, this move over here. So this is the two things that we're currently looking for within this structure. If we start to break down too deep and we start to take out this 19490, this becomes less likely, but effectively I'd want to see whether this channel line manages to hold if we do move further down here. So this is something that we are looking out for within the structures. Okay, so now we're going to go into the subwave counting here. So basically within this, we were talking about the smaller internal count, and for the most part, I'm going to switch this on only. We were talking yesterday, if I come here to hourly, about there's a couple of ways we can read this move. So for the most part, because we've come up here, we would have to treat this as potentially completed into here for this circled third wave. So what that would make me be looking at is that this move to the upside could potentially be this fourth wave that we were looking for previously. And the zone that we actually came up into was this 0.382, and we've started to reject a little bit here. Doesn't mean that we can't go higher here. The higher range of this would actually be this 22,161. But we are right in this zone of this previous fourth here. So we need to just give that a bit of acknowledgement, pretty much. If we look at this, you can see we've also come up here to this 1-to-1. So for the most part, this could actually look to have completed its move here. Though we need to be careful because the structure here is indicating we could see some extension to the upside. So this is still a possibility. If we do look to push higher, we could look to push up towards this 22,161 at a 1618. But if we do move up this high, what we'd have to be careful of is the fact that we don't get an additional fourth wave here and a fifth wave. If we had to form something like this, then the only way that this would work is if we look at this actually from further back here as a flat correction, and then we could still be looking for that fifth wave. Alternatively, we could start to progress to the upside here and look to invalidate these moves. So invalidation of this yellow, of this circled count would actually come by moving above this 22,665. So that's something we just got to keep an eye on, depending on how this structure plays out. If we continue to set these higher lows here, and then we find support again and look to push up with a much more impulsive wave here, it could be indicating that we have structure playing out here where this would have to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be a 2. Yeah, so I mean, for the most part, this would have to be a 1, 2, 1, 2. If that's the case, what we'd be looking at is potentially coming back off of the current structure towards this 50%, which would be retest of this area, or lower down here to the 786, which would be this 21,690. So for the most part, we could actually look to push down one more time here for this B wave. And what we'd be then on the lookout for is that within this structure, we'd formed another 1, 2, and then looking for that third and fourth to the third, fourth, and fifth to the upside. So effectively within this, we'd have to argue if we came down to this 618, confirmation would only come by moving back above this 22,307, but then we'd want to see the confirmation of this fourth wave come in, which should look to push down towards this 2291, and then actually look to have a push to the upside if this is the case. So the target for that would be 22,442 to 22,359. So that would be a zone that we could be looking to if we start to push to the upside. If we do start to push to the upside, we'd have to monitor this because, like I said, the subwaves are a little bit off here. Ideally, I'd want to see at least this one other drop here, but preferably after that happens, what we'd be looking for is actually to see whether we manage to break down towards this 20,958, which would then confirm a 5-wave move. We'd have to get this fourth wave for additional confirmation, but what we want to see is this all come back into the same zone here. So if we do move down past this 20,958, we'd be looking for this continuation up here into this 2116 to this 2152 to and then looking for an additional push to the downside. So this is the simple move, like we talked about. There is also the possibility we could still be looking at this more sort of this move with an extension here. Where we're looking at this as a 1-2-1-2, which would just mean that we would additionally have would have an additional fourth wave here. Let me just actually turn off simple one. So what this would then mean is that effectively within this subwave structure, we could still have an additional an additional couple of fourth and fifths here. So that would be this green fourth wave, and basically this teal fifth wave. So these two fifths could still play out here. What we'd want to see though is we'd want to see a more substantial wave two here. Sorry, wave four here to sort of match up with this previous wave two, which we can argue we're potentially getting here. So if we do form a more complex structure, which actually looks to push up towards this zone of this 22,424 to this 22,189. It is possible we're actually setting up for this, but the invalidation for this would actually come by crossing this 22,639. We start to move up into this zone again. It becomes less likely that we have this as 5-wave structure, unless in fact we've looked to complete another 5-wave move here and we're setting up for another 2. But then that would be a much more bearish situation. And what we'd have to be careful of there is whether we actually face rejection off this zone again and then actually look to break down much deeper. If we start to break down much deeper, it would be less likely that we are within the count that we were talking about, and effectively this fourth wave, the deepest it can go really without invalidating is coming down to this 19,490. But ideally, I'd want to see it stop somewhere in this previous fourth wave range here. So we're gonna have to just keep an eye on that. The alternative way we were looking at this is still looking for this as a fourth wave, but looking at this in a slightly different way. So looking at this as a potential ABC pattern to the downside, and we were talking about the potential that we could look for this to play out towards that 1, 2, 3, 6, which we've actually come down to. So for the most part, we've met the requirement. We need to just see how we react here. If we do look at this just as an ABC to the downside, we need to also just be careful that we don't get a push to the upside for a B wave, and then we actually look to push back down. So if we do push back up to the central line here, we need to be careful, because if we throw this fib on from this top area, we can argue that we could look to face rejection again in this 50% zone, which would be right in this area. Alternatively, looking to come up here into this golden pocket range would also not be unheard of. We could look for this B wave to come up to the 618, 50%. Probably the highest we'd want to go is 786 if we are looking for a B wave. We wouldn't really want it to come up much higher here unless we're getting a flat from this point. But yeah, there's nothing indicating that at the moment. It is just looking like a simple move to the downside here. So we've actually come into the target range here. The top end of this box was that 2280 zone. So we've come into here. So we just need to be careful that this thing doesn't start to develop 5-wave structure. If we do start to move up here and start to take out these wave 1 highs, becomes quite likely, but really confirmation only really comes from crossing this 2342 and this 25255. Until we actually cross back above these 2 points, we cannot eliminate the idea of those extensions, and basically we could still be looking for this little bit more of a push down here towards this zone. Like I said before, this 20,833 would be an interesting one. Basically in the same sort of position as this previous fourth. A retest of this channel would be ideal. If we do get a move down into this channel, we'd have to then monitor how we react to the upside, because sometimes what we can get, if we do get that extension, like I said, we'll be looking for this, we might come back into this for a third wave, look to come actually back up, retest this, fake out to the downside for a fifth, and then actually look to come back and push back up. So that's basically my thoughts on the whole matter here. We need to just monitor it though, because there is potential if we do start to break down back out of this channel here that we could also. So that's the bullish sort of scenario. The alternative is that we could be looking to move down deeper here, and the zone of support we'd be looking for would be this 19366 to this 17021. And if we fail to hold this zone though, effectively we would be looking for that continuation to the downside, and potentially looking for a bigger five-way move to unfold. So this is just something we're currently keeping an eye on. At the moment, the structure isn't looking impulsive, and the fact that we can count it as a flat from back here, and it's still obeying the channel. Um, that's my primary expectation. But if we do start to lose some of these key areas, like this previous fourth wave, this 20,230, we can argue that we're going to potentially look to push much deeper down into these ranges. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. In the description, you will also find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Once you're in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff, and we'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. In the description, you'll also find affiliate links for BYBIT and PrimeXBT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out if you don't have an account. Signing up with an affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. But please remember, if you are going to be using leverage or any trading really, please make sure you are using risk management. No stop loss, no trade. Everyone, have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.